Now that is television. I'm telling you what, Bobby Heenan, wait, he needs, what is his problem? Why is he worrying about a coffee mug?
I tell you what, if you've been in the professional wrestling business for over 30 years like Bobby Heenan, maybe it's about time that he does get a little respect.
I think he's taking about one too many pile drivers.
I tell you what I'm going to do. You know, Bobby and I are pretty close, spent a lot of time on the road together, WCW events all around the world.
That explains a lot.
I'm going to make sure that Bobby Heenan gets a personalized Mike Tenay mug.
A Mike Tenay mug?
Sure.
What in the world?
Have you heard about him?
No.
Babies are selling like hotcakes.
Well, you know how hotcakes fly out the back door. Pardon the expression. Rick Cornell on his way to the ring to face Chuck Palumbo here on Worldwide. A couple of power plant grads who have looked very, very good on our Saturday night broadcast.
And if you've been paying attention to Monday Nitro and Thunder, you also realize that we have seen the elite of the WCW power plant seated at ringside for the past, several weeks, keeping an eye on what's going on in the ring. Of course, under the tutelage of Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. So many of these youngsters that we see in action, like Chuck Palumbo and Rick Cornell, right here on WCW Worldwide, are the future of this company.
Speaking of Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, he's got a rather full plate now as part of the old age outlaws of Terry Funk. Like he's got time to worry about Terry Funk with his hands full with these power plant students. Whoa, what a high, leapfrog into a power slam from Palumbo. Back press, hooked the leg, only got a 2.
Amazing athletic ability and agility with the drop kick from the 6'7", 275-pound Chuck Palumbo.
What would happen to you or me, if we no-showed a TV taping like Bobby Heenan did today?
Well, it would be our last TV taping, I know that.
Tell you what, we'd have a FedEx resume up north in 2 seconds if something like that went down. But Bobby Heenan, the icon of announcing, as it were, 30 years in the sport, too many pile drivers, no-shows the taping, and then complains about his mug, or lack thereof.
World Championship Wrestling with the old age outlaws, trying to show some respect for the legends and the tradition of this sport, so I say we cut the brain a little slack.
Well, I'll cut him some slack, and he's a tremendous broadcaster, but boy. Springboard drop kick on Cornell from Palumbo, and out goes Cornell.
Palumbo showing some of the athletic ability that made him a top basketball player at Central Missouri State. Just 28 years of age, Chuck Palumbo and Rick Cornell trying to show each other about superiority among these power plant wrestlers.
Cornell now takes Palumbo, shoves him back into the turnbuckle, laying in the right hand to the upper midsection. Oh, a headbutt right in the chest. That'll take his breath away. Interesting look for Cornell as his hair shaved into the shape of that odd figure on his tights. The complete package going there.
And what does Larry Zbyszko, one of the old age outlaws, have to say about that kind of a hairstyle?
That it's a great handle. I don't think Larry Zbyszko would mind wrestling Rick Cornell. He thinks he's got the edge going in. Butterfly double underhook, takeover suplex by Cornell. Palumbo's down. We got to take a break. More on this match when we return. Back on WCW Worldwide, this match continues. Rick Cornell and Chuck Palumbo. 2 youngsters from the power plant. Inside crate, small package. Palumbo got the 2 count on Cornell.
Of course, the competitive nature of these 2 men is the youngster from Las Vegas, Nevada. Rick Cornell explodes with that lethal lariat that takes Palumbo down to the mat. You think about competition between these 2. They not only want to move up the ladder of success among the other power plant wrestlers, but they want to get their eventual shot on a Monday Nitro or on a Thunder broadcast, and you can't blame them for that.
Certainly not. Working their way up the ladder. Oh! And they've got the physical tools. Make no mistake about it. These men in tremendous physical condition. And Paul Orndorff, Mr. Wonderful, will tell you they are standout students at the power plant in Atlanta, Georgia.
It's really all about just getting an opportunity to show what you can do. And at this point in time, so many of these power plant matchups are between student versus student. We're going to weed out who the top students are, put them in against some tougher competition, and find out who's going to rise to the top of this organization.
It's like intra-squad games in spring training. You get so tired of seeing your own teammates, you can't wait to mix it up with someone whom you don't know.
Sensational back heel trip by Cornell, 2 count. Not great weight positioning, however, on the pinfall attempt by Cornell, and that allows Palumbo to kick out.
Palumbo, such a tall one, 6'7". Cornell shoots him in, waits on him. Sunset flip from Palumbo, gets him over. Double leg cradle, no. Cornell rolls out at 2.
Oh, still fight left in Cornell. Just pulls Palumbo down to the mat, fires him off into the ropes, catches him with the point of the elbow, delivered with authority right into the chest.
Absolutely, and drops the big man. Now Cornell quickly. Follow-up knee drop into the chest. Well, that's not a Paul Orndorff cover. He's going to have to run laps for that one. Cornell pulls Palumbo back to a vertical base. Sets him up. Shoots him into the ropes. Waits on him. Hip toss. Blocked by the big man. Blocked by Cornell.
Modified version there of what appeared to be a hip toss at first, and just took him with one arm and showed the superior strength that Palumbo has, elevating Rick Cornell in the air and driving him down to the mat.
Here we go. How about a reverse heel throw suplex?
Works for me.
It had its effect, though. Cornell, like a house of fire, just got put out by that maneuver. Palumbo, one to the gut. Oh, and a right hand from Cornell. Blocked by Palumbo. Forearm to the jaw. Oh, he's rocking Cornell now. Palumbo winds up. No, duck. Into the gut. Cornell sets him up. Release overhead version of the old Hennigplex, if you will. Cornell takes it up to the top turnbuckle. Palumbo still down. Cornell, no!
Went for the big fist off the top rope. Then the high-risk move did not pay off for Cornell. Let's see if Palumbo can take advantage of the opening.
Cornell may have done some serious damage to that wrist. He came from way up in the lights with that one, but nobody home. Whoa! Jungle kick from Chuck Palumbo. Did that connect? Oh, boy. Cornell is still down. Chuck Palumbo. Momentum shift so quickly in these matchups on Worldwide. Palumbo from the top turnbuckle. Cornell up. Wow!
What a shoulder block off the top.
Back press hooks the leg, and that is it. Chuck Palumbo is your victory. What a matchup. What a couple of stellar athletes.
These two studs from the power plant in a very competitive matchup here on WCW Worldwide, and Chuck Palumbo gets the impressive win.
Impressive is right, and this is our 10-10-220 replay. Dial it and save. Up to 20 minutes for only 99 cents.
And there's that big flying shoulder block off the top by Palumbo that proved the difference. The hook of the leg and the ensuing 3 count, and Palumbo scores the win.
Thank you, 10-10-220 for the replay. For Mike today, I'm Scott Hudson. Back to Tony, Bobby, and the Mugs in the studio.
Thanks a lot, guys, for the call of the action. Scott Hudson with us on our pay-per-view telecast now. One of your close, longtime personal friends I know.
Heck of a guy.
Heck of a guy.
Don't get me wrong.
You like these cups?
Yeah, you know, next week, they better have another cup for me. I mean, this is a huge industry. They got one cup for you that is a normal adult cup. And what do I have here? Marlon Perkins to go.
Can we get him a cup next week? Can anyone give me an answer on that?
Chris, no, this one. Forget him.
Chris Larson, producer in the booth. Can we get him a cup? I think that was a yes. We'll get you a cup next week. So quit crying for a change.
Not crying. I demand some respect and dignity.
Dignity. You're Bobby the Brain Heenan, and you're looking for dignity. Next week, fans, we'll be talking about our next spectacular one during the month of February. The event, of course, is Super Brawl. And, of course, we'll be talking about what went down at Sold Out. You know, by this week next time, Kevin Nash could be commissioner of WCW.
Or the NWO could be...
That's right.
It could be Jeff Jarrett could be in a hospital in a body cast. So could Benoit. A lot of things could happen.
Do me a favor next week. When it's airtime, sit in your chair.
You wouldn't... I'll tell you about that later.
For For Bobby the Brain Heenan, I'm Tony Schiavone. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week right here on WCW Worldwide Wrestling.
And Monday on Nitro.
Yeah.
Well, you got to tell them everything. I've got much to ask for. Look at this. My 4 years old. It's like a Tommy Kitten.